He don't bust though. My waist. Then they ask this man, say we are Tinubu for somebody, don't gree talk. This country. Oga, where your Tinubu for somebody? He say, if they talk, go here, talk. Then they ask her the question, they talk. The same interview, they ask Peter Obi the same question. He answer, he say, see where and where I have made my money from. But they ask you, no fit answer. More now watch the video. Make sure you watch to the end to understand what they try to talk about. I know they joke for this matter. Watch.
All right. Let's go back to the issue of corruption. You said those were just allegations.
Yes.
But I would like to know, how did he make his wealth? How did he make this so much very big wealth that he can afford a bullion van prior to an election in his home? That's a staggering, colossal amount of wealth. How did that wealth come about? Because I think if I check his resume, the last thing I saw was accountant with Mobile. You know, what business does he do? He's been in government for a while. How did he make that wealth? That's one. Two, there's been discrepancies about his age. I ask you, how old is he?
Well, let me tell you, you see, these two questions you've just posed, it's part of what I have answered earlier. I think at this point that we've gotten to, our emphasis should be on the pedigree of this candidate, what he has demonstrated that he has done, what he has achieved, how he has changed the revenue of Lagos State, how he has put a long-term plan to implement infrastructure. How he has ensured that he instilled discipline.
Honorable Jibril.
How much people that he has built.
Honorable Jibril.
These are the focus that we should concentrate on.
Honorable Jibril.
Because most of these political issues that we keep raising front and back will not solve the problem. So the emphasis now, the focus now, should be on the capacity and the competence of this candidate.
Honorable Jibril, how did Bola Ahmed Tinubu make his money? That's all I want to know. You can tell me what we can focus on. We'll talk about it in the manifesto. How did Bola Tinubu make so much money that he had a bullion van in his home on election day? And how old is he? Those are the questions that people are asking out there. How old is he? How did he make the billions?
I'm also putting it... I'm also now, you've asked your question clearly, and I will give you a simple and clear answer. And when you continue to repeat the question, you will get the same answer. These are all trash from the internet that people keep putting together, and we will not elevate such conversations. But when the campaign commences, we will bring out facts and figures and put before Nigerians. But we will not create a narrative for them. So for now, the emphasis is on the competence of the candidate, what he has achieved, the network he has built, the people he has invested in, and his plan for a better Nigeria.
All right. Can I ask you this? How was this trash? Bullion van was found in his home. The pictures were viral, and there's been no denial. So how are you saying that is trash? And how is it trash that we want to know how the person that will lead Nigeria made so much wealth? You know, and also the declaration of being rich and also state. So that's not trash. How did he make his money? That's all I want to know. And tell me how old he is, so I can take you by something. Because there's been discrepancies too by the people of his age and his wealth. It's just a question I'm asking. Please.
And the Rufai is just an answer that I'm giving you as well. You see, unfortunately, you are posing the question as a journalist. What will satisfy you is when I say things the way you want me to say it. So you don't want to respect my own response. And I think it is unfair and probably very unprofessional. Because the response is simple. We've raised issues here about corruptions. I gave instance with even Ruben Abati himself. And I gave several instances of a lot of politicians in Nigeria where you will see stuff like this on the internet. And we said we are not going to elevate such conversation, and we will not. So if you put the question before me 100 times, I will not.
How did you make the
money?
money?
I'm telling you now, the business I'm doing is that I was a brand and market management company that I run. I had a Heinz franchise. You can go and look. I was the sole importer of Heinz salad cream, baked beans. Just to give you an example of one company. South African breweries, who's the international breweries, I was their sole engineer. I can go on and on. I was working, bringing the Ovaltine for Novartis with another company. When I can go on and everything. In fact, to tell you what the company is, the company I was involved before, when I left and my brother took it over and paid me off, sort of became Next Cash and Carry that you see in Abuja and Port Harcourt now. So it's the same company. I was a trader. Everybody knows I was a very big trader. Even chairman will tell you. Chairman knew I used to import wine and used to send him champagne. He will tell you that when he was in Surrey, when all of us were still at the struggling stage. So I had a viable business, but went into banking. So if the person wants to know, I was sitting on board of 3 banks, could be chairman of one before I became governor. So that is also a business.
So you have shares in those banks too?
Major shares.
Major shares in those banks?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Peter Obi, for joining us this morning. I'm sure that this conversation will still generate more conversations out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.